Hi, everybody. We promised you we would start on time, so that's now. Thank you all. These lights are very bright. And the mic seems very hot. Is it too loud? No. Welcome, welcome. So great to see everybody, and so great to see so much purple in the room. Tonight we celebrate 5 years of innovation and community. We're honoring Stacy and Rich Grodin, and we're remembering Juliette Gimon and so many others tonight. In 5 short years, Let's Win has proven to be really uniquely stable for a startup, owing largely to the core of supporters we've had since the very beginning, many of whom are here tonight. So thank you for coming, and thank you for being our core constituency. But Let's Win is also an incredibly fluid organization. Every day we're enjoying new discoveries, new creations, and new reasons for hope. Our roots are deep while our branches are growing high, so it's good. On behalf of all of Let's Win, I want to offer a very special thank you tonight to this evening's lead sponsors, the Gray Foundation, Cindy and Brian Gavin, the Gimon family, our friends at Ipsen, Sarah Lynn Charles Kushner, PwC, and Stacy and Rich Grodin. Thank you, Grodin, I'm sorry. I was on a plane very early this morning. Thank you is inadequate, but it's also sincere, and we're truly deeply indebted to all of you. Let me also note the presence, I think, over there of Dr. David Tuvison and Dr. Elizabeth Jaffe, who are leading the research that brings us closer every day to the treatments and cures that we're seeking. And their work is truly remarkable, so thank you for honoring us with your presence tonight. Our thanks to all of you for your support and presence, and now it's truly my great joy to turn our program over to the extraordinary captain of our ship, our amazing founding executive director, Cindy Gavin.
Thank you, Willa. It feels so good to be back in this room to celebrate 5 years of innovation and community. It has most certainly been a long 2 years, but I feel so blessed to be surrounded by so many Let's Win friends and supporters. And I love that through these challenging times, we have redefined the meaning of together, and we are joined this evening by so many of you at home. I am also grateful that I had 2 full years to find the perfect purple dress so that even my dear friend Allison won't argue that it's really blue. First, I want to take a moment to thank our amazing scientific advisory board led by Willa Shallett, our brilliant scientific advisory board of doctors, our dedicated benefit committee, and of course, our core team, Susan, Lisa, Jody, Michelle, and Joan, who have all been with us since the very beginning. And to our many supporters, once again, you have blown us away. The outpouring of love and support has been truly amazing. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you. So if you haven't already heard, Let's Win turned 5 this year. When we launched the site in 2016, we featured 15 stories with a goal of publishing new content every 3 business days, focused on innovative science with a touch of inspiration. Today, we have a content-rich platform, and we have shared nearly 500 unique science-based stories. We have shared over 300 weekly updates and have hosted more than 65 Twitter chats with over 200 million impressions. But what we are most proud of is that those 500 stories comprise the work of more than 150 pancreatic cancer doctors, researchers, and medical professionals from over 75 institutions. And what I love most is that while we started with Anne's courageous story, we have had the honor to share over 160 patient stories. Anne is smiling. So in the coming months, we will be launching our new updated website, which will feature all the things that you've grown to know and love about Let's Win, plus many more, to improve the user experience and help patients navigate a difficult journey. As we reflect on this milestone birthday, we recognize the magnitude of our responsibility to ensure that all patients have access to the best treatments to fight this challenging disease. One of the most troubling issues in cancer treatment is racial disparity, and sadly, the pandemic has cast an even stronger light on health inequities. From the very beginning, Let's Win committed to building the foundation to reach unreached patients by forging meaningful partnerships with a diverse group of leaders to help us establish Let's Win as a trusted voice for actionable information about pancreatic cancer. And if we are going to move the needle, it is critical that we raise awareness in high-risk communities and develop educational programs in both English and Spanish to target underserved populations. And while our overall goal may be the same, the way in which we reach patients needs to be tailored to resonate with a wide range of audiences to maximize our greatest impact. Together with our partners, we are collaborating to help get patients diagnosed earlier, enrolled in clinical trials, and have access to the best treatments. A huge thank you to Farrell and Steven Starker, Jay Bozick, Willis Shallett and Jim Hainan, my husband Brian, and our friends from Novacure for committing to multi-year gifts so that we can invest in this important effort. On behalf of Team Let's Win and the entire PC community, thank you. So now I would like to ask Willa to come back and join me as we pay a special tribute to Juliette Gimon. Juliette, Juliette was a beloved mother, daughter, sister, and friend, and the brilliant visionary behind the Let's Win Survivor series, bringing much needed hope to patients and their loved ones. She fought her battle with dignity and grace and will always be remembered by the community for the beautiful gift that she gave to pancreatic cancer patients. And now we remember the amazing life of Juliette Gimon.
I would say Juliette was one of those once-in-a-lifetime friends.
Juliette was an extremely creative and passionate person.
Juliette was tenacious, fiery. She was actually kind of a naughty child. My mom found her kind of walking on the gutter, and she tried to sell the car. Those are all qualities that later on were useful. Juliette, when she was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, she was very worried, but she decided to transfer her fear into action. She had a little girl to raise, and it was the fight of her life.
Juliette really embodied a patient trying to take control of the disease.
Even though she didn't love studying chemistry and biology growing up, she then became an expert.
And immediately she also went, and I want to help people like me.
And Juliette was really a game changer. She did everything to make the journey in pancreatic cancer better for the next person.
And she wanted to be sure that the knowledge that she had and the possibilities for the future were shared with other cancer patients.
Juliette really wanted to shift the narrative of how we we view pancreatic cancer.
I think that's what the beauty of the series is.
The Survivor series profiles long-term survivors of pancreatic cancer throughout the country, which was Juliette's idea and vision.
It's sort of the best advice you can get is someone that's gone through it.
A lot of people hear pancreatic cancer and they think of it as a death sentence, and from my work, meeting dozens and dozens of survivors, I know that that's not true, and that's what Juliette really wanted to show.
She wanted to shape the next person's experience, that there are better treatments, that there are survivors, and this video series is an amazing legacy that she has given to this community.
I think that Juliette's original vision was to give people hope, and I think that that absolutely is what has happened from this series, but I also think that when people are diagnosed with pancreatic cancer and they go to Let's Win and they see these videos, they also feel empowered to actually think differently about their disease, and it actually impacts the way that they go about treating their disease.
Because then they go into the treatments and they do all kinds of things in a different way because they feel there is hope.
And that's Juliette's impact and legacy.
I would like many, if not all, of our patients to feel empowered to fight pancreas cancer. That's really what Juliet embodied.
If Juliet was here today, I would tell her that her daughter's doing well, that she is naughty just like her.
Juliet left an amazing legacy for anyone who is battling pancreatic cancer.
We'd like to invite Marianne Gimon and Alessandro Andenberg up to the stage to receive the award. Are you here? There you are. Wait, I think the stairs are on the other side. Sorry. Thank you, Marianne. So on behalf of Let's Win, we'd like to give you this award, remembering the life of the truly extraordinary, amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. What a beautiful video. I kind of wished you showed it after because I got all emotional. I was like, now I have to speak. Listen, I wish Juliet was here to receive the prize. And I remember one time coming back in a taxi with her, and she was like, if I survive this, I want to write a book, and I'm going to call it the Purple Village, because it really takes a village to manage this illness. And I want to thank a few people that are part of this village. Her family and my mom and my husband are here as part of the family team. Her close friends, some of them are here today: Julie Kennedy, Seth Redness, Carla, and Megan. I don't know if she's here, but the friends are incredible support team. And I'd also love to thank her medical team. Allison Ocean is such an incredible doctor with her humanity and her warmth. I couldn't think of a better doctor. And I'd also like to thank all the nurses that took care of my sister. They are not only essential workers, but they were miracle workers, and many of them are not necessarily here today, but I want us to remember them. Thank you so much.
Good evening. It's an honor to join in saluting Rich and Staci Grodin while honoring Juliet and remembering our incredible mother, Anne Friedman Glauber, who would have been 68 years old tomorrow. Among a lifetime of achievements, few made my mother more proud than her role as co-founder of Let's Win. This was her hope, and this was her vision. My mother knew bravery. She saw that while pancreatic cancer does its worst to us, those who love us are doing their best. Let's Win was her proof that with research, with hope, and with courage, our victories will outnumber our defeats. And so, it is my pleasure this evening to announce the creation of the Friedman Glauber Award for Courage, this year presented to the remarkable people featured in this video.
Stacy had gotten diagnosed with Lyme years ago, and when she and Rich got married, they together got involved helping the Lyme community.
Since my brother's diagnosis, they've pivoted and now they're fighting pancreatic cancer.
Rich and Stacy together, I feel like could do anything. They could really conquer the world.
I never saw somebody rise to the occasion like she did when Rich had the unfortunate news.
She's been the CEO regarding my brother's treatment.
She truly is a partner in his care, and she is dedicated to not only Rich's outcome, but the outcome of so many other people who are affected by this disease.
When I think of Rich's journey with pancreatic cancer, I often forget that he was ever sick.
He's a basketball player. He hasn't given up any of that, which I think is super impressive.
Rich is extraordinarily generous. He found out that a patient needed a life-saving medication that the patient couldn't afford, and without hesitation, he asked me if he could help pay for the medication. That's the kind of person he is.
These are the realest, most loving, most incredible people that I learn from always.
They're just so willing to help other people, and people call her all the time for advice. I said she should be like a counselor for people with cancer because everyone calls her.
Our relationship changed from being doctor-patient to being doctor, patient, and friend.
I consider him one of my best friends, and I'm so amazed at how your recovery has gone and where you are today. And I can't wait to play basketball in Israel with you next year.
You know, these foundations are lucky to have them because they are those people that are pioneers. They're, you know, doing things that are outside the box.
Figuring out a solution as opposed to woe is me and just burying your head in the sand. That's really what I think makes them so special.
I hate getting emotional, but those guys, they make us all better. And I couldn't be happier that Rich is okay. We're celebrating all the time. That's what we do, we celebrate.
Thank you, Rich and Stacy, for keeping alive the spirit of commitment and collaboration that our mom championed. You're role models. We're grateful to you, and it is our honor to present you with the inaugural Ann Glauber Award for Courage.
This is a great video. To the people who have this disease in this room and on Zoom, I'd like to speak to you. This diagnosis is not a death sentence by any means. They have come a long way in a short time, and there are treatments out there for everyone. You need to research with your doctor and find the best ones for you. People say you need a positive attitude, and for sure you do, but more importantly, you need to find that personalized medicine that will work for your body. Stacy and I did a lot of research, mostly Stacy, and met with many doctors before finding Dr. Ocean to help figure out what the best course of action was. What worked in my case might not work for you, and vice versa. There are many positive stories out there that you might not know. Stacy and I have personally talked to people of all ages that have survived pancreatic cancer. You know what the common theme for many of them are? They all did different things. One person had surgery, another did radiation, another did some sort of experimental treatment. Many of the people we spoke to did multiple things concurrently and tried everything. When I was first diagnosed, obviously we were shocked. I lived a pretty healthy lifestyle, but you just never know with any type of cancer how this happens. I remember the first week when many of the doctors I spoke to were very matter-of-fact about my chances, until I met Dr. Ocean. She gave us hope. She said, "This is very serious, but if the medicine works, you could live many years." She didn't sugarcoat it, but it was the first time I heard a path to a defense my body could mount against this disease. I was not eligible for surgery, so I did many rounds of chemo. Within the first few months, my tumor on my pancreas had disappeared. After that, the medicine went to work on the metastasis on my liver. I stopped the chemo after about 5 months. For me, chemo wasn't that bad. My body didn't take the punishment that many do for some reason. I believe it was because it was helping me. I actually felt better on the chemo than I did before. In fact, after I was disconnected, after a few days of treatment, each week I would force myself to go play golf or basketball or something to make me feel alive. I read a book written by Lance Armstrong, who had testicular and brain cancer, that he rode his bike 30 miles every day, treatment or no treatment. So I forced myself, no matter how bad I was feeling, to do something. Another thing that helped me was cannabis, actually. It helped calm me down, and it helped create an appetite. I think not losing too much weight was beneficial to my recovery. In addition, my friends and family really uplifted me during my recovery. I read another book about how important laughter was in recovery, so I spent time with the people who really made me feel good. Everyone here knows who those people are in their own lives. My kids knew what I was going through, but I think they saw me recovering and getting better. They seemed to treat me normally, which is what I wanted. I know for me, I like when people who know about this treat me like nothing has happened. I don't want to give the impression this was all easy for me. In the beginning, I was mentally really shaken. There was plenty of rough days and weeks. As an athlete, I sought the help of a coach. She's here tonight. Her name is Marissa Harris. She's a survivor of pancreatic cancer, stage 4. As someone that has gone through exactly what I was experiencing, I felt her experiences were extremely helpful. I tried to model my behavior from her experiences. She also was able to give me so much confidence when I was telling her what I was doing and experiencing. As someone who has counseled many PC patients, her telling me that I was doing extraordinary really helped my mind and gave me a lot of hope. This counseling is not for everyone. She made me dig deep into my life and really see the positive in having pancreatic cancer. That sounds crazy, right? Seeing the positive in having cancer. You know what, though? When you get a diagnosis like this, it shakes you to your core. I really examined all the people and the relationships in my life. I reached out to people I hadn't spoke to in years and spent time with them. The people I was close to, I dropped any petty nonsense that I was harboring and just focused on why this person was important to me and how grateful I was to have them in my life. When you see only the good in people, life gets a lot better. So to sum this thoughts up in my message, 1, this is not a death sentence. Do your research and try everything that won't kill you. Seek help for your mind and appreciate and enjoy people in your life. I heard Tom Brady the other day when talking about an injury. He said, you know what? We're all day to day. I lost my dad to COVID at the beginning of the pandemic after the guy beat 10 different heart problems over 20 years. I know he's smiling now, right now, and saying, I told you, Richard, you're going to be okay. Yeah, Dad, you were right as usual. We just don't know about tomorrow, and that's me included. I love this organization. They try to give people hope and information and resources to get them through this disease. Dr. Ocean gets to help even more people than she does with her patients, and I'm so happy she started this organization with your mom, and I'm proud to support it, and Stacy and I will for many years, hopefully. I could thank countless people for being there for me and Stacy during this time. Many of the people are here or on Zoom tonight. We know who you are, and I'll never forget the love people displayed for me over the last 3.5 years. Thank you for your humanity, and thank you for the award.
Okay, that's a tough act to follow. I didn't hear that beforehand, so this will be a tough act. When Dr. Ocean and Cindy approached Rich and I this summer about being the honorees, we felt humbled but very nervous to accept. The thought of reliving and sharing with everyone this very, very dark time in our lives seemed difficult and overwhelming. However, after thinking about it for a short time, Rich came to me and said that he did want to be honored because if his story could give hope and help even one person get through this illness, it was worth it. Before Rich's diagnosis in 2018, I knew nothing about pancreatic cancer. Besides my childhood favorite, Michael Landon from Little House on the Prairie, and Patrick Swayze, who both suffered from this illness, I knew nobody who had pancreatic cancer. Although the enormous shock of Rich's diagnosis felt like a mountain on our shoulders, we forged forward trying to learn everything possible we could in a very short amount of time. After meeting with many top oncologists who consistently offered depressing facts about median survival rates and grim statistics, we met Dr. Ocean. She was a breath of fresh air in every sense possible, immediately making us feel hopeful and positive. She told us from the very first day we met her in April 2018 that she was confident that Rich and I would be featured in the Survivor series on the Let's Win website in the future. And here we are. Allison held our hand every step of the way, and we started to find ourselves relying on Let's Win website for the latest survivor stories, treatment options, studies, and all of the up-to-date information we needed to remain positive and continuously informed. Seeing the dedication, passion, energy, and personal touch that Cindy Gavin and the whole Let's Win team puts into this foundation every single day is truly extraordinary. Having been immersed in the charity world for 25 years myself, I know firsthand what it's like and how challenging it is to build a foundation with the goal of saving lives and finding cures. The survivor stories on the Let's Win website are not only crucial to helping patients, but also for the spouses and the families who are the ones involved in every aspect of the patient's care. These survivor stories play an integral role and are support and comfort for both people in the initial stages of diagnosis as well as those who are recovering years later like us. One thing I've learned is that it definitely takes a team to get through this illness. There is no way we could have done it alone. I feel grateful every single day for the team of people who are in this room right now and for those watching virtually on Zoom, and those in our lives who had lent us support in so many different shapes and forms during this time. Rich is literally the strongest person I know. He has gone from being a professional athlete after college to facing this illness head-on, to bouncing back to life in all ways possible, defying odds and becoming mentally and physically stronger. He was just chosen to play for the USA Maccabi basketball team in Israel next summer. This is the same Olympics where he has already competed twice, in 2009 and 2013, before his diagnosis. Every day is a gift, and we are both so grateful for the Let's Win community. And we hope those currently facing this illness find hope and inspiration from these stories. Thank you.
Stacy and Rich, congratulations. You guys are amazing, and we are honored to have you on our team. So now I have the privilege of introducing another special part of this evening. When Juliet shared her vision for the beautiful series, we discussed what was important to her, and we talked about a diverse group of patients from around the country. But what was most important to Juliet was that those patients were long-term survivors of over 5+ years. And while I knew that was not going to be easy and I shared my concerns, I made a promise to her that we would do our very best. With the generous support from the Flora Family Foundation, the commitment of the Let's Win team, and our extraordinary film director, Becca Roth, we were on our way. And I am proud to say that over the last couple of years, we have produced over 40+ videos of 5+ year survivors. And now it is my deepest pleasure to introduce the premiere of Let's Win Survivor Series Year 5, supported by Ipsen.
When I was told that I had pancreatic cancer, my first reaction was, okay, I'm a Walking Dead person.
I was blindsided. I was 51 years old at the time.
We knew everybody with pancreatic cancer died.
Nobody I knew survived pancreatic cancer.
I went to an oncologist and I said to her, how is my chance? She said, well, maybe a year.
I was told I had up to 6 months to live.
He said I had 2 months to live.
And he was citing these statistics that were about 30 years old. And I said, there's not one person in this entire study who's me.
Instead of going down the drain with it, I said, no, let me do what I can.
If you're not comfortable with your oncology team, change them.
So I left. Dr. Ocean evaluated me and she agreed with me.
Dr. Barry Boyd said, a person should never tell you how many months you have to live because in fact we don't know. And he said, how do we know you're not one of the outliers? And in that moment I decided, I don't know if I'm going to live or die, but I am going to decide that I don't know.
I had the best medical team. She listened to me and then she said, why don't you give treatment a try? Because your result may be different from others.
I turned to my husband and I said, someone's got to be in that 6%. That's when the battle began.
I had the Whipple, but I got through it because you just do it. You just do it.
I think that it's really important for the medical team to provide a framework of hope.
I want to spread hope, not to look at being diagnosed as a death sentence.
Being diagnosed with pancreatic cancer is not a death sentence. We've come from 17 years ago, 3.8% survival rate, to now it's 10%.
10 years ago or 11 years ago, the survival rate was so bad. Now you can talk to a lot of people that have survived pancreatic cancer.
I'm a 5-year survivor of pancreatic cancer.
I'm a 5-year pancreatic cancer survivor.
I'm a 5-year pancreatic cancer survivor.
I'm a 6-year pancreatic cancer survivor.
And I am a 6-year neuroendocrine cancer survivor.
I'm a 7.5-year pancreas cancer survivor.
I'm an 11-year pancreatic cancer survivor.
I'm a 17-year pancreatic cancer survivor.
I'm a 17-year pancreatic cancer survivor.
You can beat this disease.
You can do it.
We're in this together. You're part of a team. You can do this.
Go with the treatment plan that you feel is best for you.
Being an active participant in your cancer journey is a great way to survive and to thrive.
Look at me, I made it. 17 years is hopeful for other people.
It's now 5 years and I'm still here.
So tonight, if you listen to Rich and Staci, if you listen to Juliet's story and her valiant battle, and if you just listen to the facts and the information and the story about where we are now versus where we have been, then tonight is about positivity and promise and commitment to this cause and community, which is so beautifully obvious tonight here within these four walls. My name is Dave Price, and my brothers Howard and Rob are here tonight. But my brother Steve is not. And he passed away this past April after a long and brave fight against pancreatic cancer. But tonight is about positivity. And his story was about positivity, and his survival was about positivity. So, as we started to gather tonight, a lot of people came up and said, "How are you doing? How are your brothers doing? How's your family doing?" Well, it's a difficult night. But I think we all are faced with options as patients, as caregivers, family, friends, loved ones. What do you do when you're faced with tremendous adversity? Do you crumble? Do you withdraw? Do you fold? We're here tonight because we're going to follow my brother's incredible example. What we learned from Steve was that you extend your arms to support others. And as you do it, you wind up supporting yourself. You play a role in engineering progress. You connect patients and families with empowering information. You celebrate life, love, family, and friends, as Rich said, each and every day, which we should be doing whether we have pancreatic cancer, a stub toe, or nothing at all. Wake up, look outside, and say, "I am blessed to be here this morning." And we swing to the next vine. That's all we do. We swing to the next vine. We give meaning to the day, as Steve said. He once wrote to his friends and classmates, "Your strength inspires my optimism." And so tonight, his strength inspires mine, and I hope yours too. Steve always said, statistics are useful, but sometimes they say more about yesterday than tomorrow. And probability is not destiny. And each day that Let's Win does its work, they prove that over and over and over again. And as a community, we are unstoppable. I miss my brother every day. I feel his presence here tonight, and I know that he is part of the battle going forward. And of this I'm sure. Good news is ahead. We cannot take our foot off the gas pedal. We cannot let go of one another. We must move forward. We must look ahead with a sense of promise. And so tonight I'm here to fleece you and take all the money out of your wallets and purses, so you can't even pay for valet. What's it take? What does it take to fuel the research, to get the information, to share with it with a broad community well outside this room, to all of our friends on Zoom, all around the country and all around the world, to enable us to fight effectively? What does it take? It takes support. And it would be great if all we could rely on, or all we needed to rely on, was just good feelings in heart and attitude. But it is not the case. So tonight, I'm going to ask for your support. We have done, thanks to Rich and Stacy, and thanks to all of the great people, the Gimons, and all of you who are here, we've raised a tremendous amount of money. And typically, on a night like this in this room, we would hope to raise $80,000 more. And I think we're going to do it tonight. And I think we're going to do it with our Zoom audience. Now, this is where it gets difficult. Most of you, based on the way you're dressed and the conversations I've had with you, appear to have a modicum of intelligence. But when it comes to operating your iPhones, I'm concerned. But we're going to attempt it anyway. We are going to text to pledge by following a few simple steps. You can contribute any amount to this amazing cause right now. So let's just go through the remedial information first. Everyone pull out your iPhones and please raise them up so I can see they're unlocked. Don't you joke with me, I will jump off this stage and knock you down. Raise them up. Raise them up like you're stoned at a Billy Joel concert. Thank you. Some of you appear to be stoned like you're at a Billy Joel concert. Okay. Now, create a new message on your cell phone. Go to your texts. Create a new message on your cell phone. All right? At the top, I don't know if we have the graphics, enter 2 4 3 7 2 5. That's what you're going to enter at the top in the address area. 2 4 3 7 2 5. Let's hear an audible, have you done that? Have you done that? Okay. Now, in the message part, where you typically write, stop bothering me, I'll be home soon, no, you're going to type, let's win on your phone. Let's win, just as it is up there. Type that on your phone, now hit send. I'm not obligating you to give away the deed on your home. Just hit send and trust me. I'm a weatherman, people. You can trust what I have to say. All right? Has everyone gotten a link to make a donation? No space. Thank you. No space. See, we're going to be here all night unless we raise 80 grand quickly now. No space. Let's win. Is it in? Yours didn't work. I told you you should have gotten the iOS upgrade. What? 504 error? All right, let's try this again. All right. Let's try it again. 243725 under the address. Under the text, just write, let's win. Let's, L-E-T-S, no space, W-I-N. Right? Is it working for most people now? Thank you. Here we go. All right. Now, hit send and you're going to get a link. Who has gotten a link? Okay. Now, this is where it gets important. Hit the link. Now, I want to tell you why it's important to hit that link. And I'd like the slides to come up. I'm going to ask the very difficult question because hopefully there is someone here or someone on Zoom who has the generosity and heart and wherewithal to donate $10,000. What does that do? It provides resources to develop 1 month of educational and science articles. Now, knowledge is power. That information spread across hundreds, if not thousands and thousands of people around the world helps educate them on how to be better patients and partners. So I'm going to ask, as we see these numbers continue to move, excuse me, paparazzi. I'm going to ask that you, if you can, text a pledge for $10,000. $5,000 provides resources to produce 1 inspirational survivor video. How important are those messages to hear for caretakers and researchers and families and patients? $5,000 produces 1 of those and empowers success. And $1,000 provides resources to 1 month of patient outreach. We need to find the patients who don't find us. I'm asking you to do this for Rich and Staci. I'm asking you to do this in memory of Juliette Gimon. I'm asking you to do this in honor and memory of Jackie Greenstein and Steve Price and in honor of all the patients and friends we love who are in our community. Can you please do that and hit that send button at home or here? So I know if we can, we have a thermometer which is going to tell us how close we are to hitting our goal tonight. And if we can put up that slide, I'd appreciate it. Is everyone able to do this? Wi-Fi. We're having a Wi-Fi issue. Do we have a Wi-Fi at Guastavinos? Do we have a Wi-Fi? We're going to check on the Wi-Fi. What? Rob Price? Okay. So listen, we're going to get the Wi-Fi. We're going to tell you what the Wi-Fi is. Do not give up on this. Do not give up on this. And while we do that, there we go. 24,000. We need to get to $80,000. And while we do that, I want to play you a virtual performance sent to us as a musical gift from my brother, Rob Price, and his children, Sam, Max, and Jack, while we continue to text to pledge.
Aside your sword and your shield on the journey from healing to heal. We underestimate the power that we wield, but all together we can level the field. And when the fall starts, leave you nowhere to go. When the long odds leave you lower than low, disregard blind circumstance and know that you will never stand alone. There's no such thing as false hope. Let's win. We're fighting for solutions. Let's win. For the ones that fought before. Let's win. We'll write our own conclusions. Let's win. Let's win. Let's win. When you fall hard by no fault of your own, and the false alarms ring true in your bones, possibilities persist despite all the complexity. The point is often missed. Statistics are in destiny, and when you're tired, I pray that you know what I know. There's no such thing as false hope.
So, we are going to put up the Wi-Fi address. We are going to have that up. I would ask each and every one of you, if you have problems accessing the site while we're here. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Willa Shallot.
We don't have the ability to put it on the screen, but you will announce it.
Okay, here we go.
The network is Let's Win Together, and the password is Welcome 20.
Okay, please don't share this. But the network is Let's Win Together. Is there an apostrophe in Let's Win? You'll see it. The network is Let's Win Together 2021. Let's Win Together 2021. And the password is Welcome 2021. With a capital W. Welcome 2021. If you have that, bingo. So, we will also send out a push so you have all the instructions if you are unable to get on. But I ask you, if you can, give of your hearts and help us achieve our goal this year. With that said and done, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming and for empowering us to power forward. And I can't wait until next year when we can all celebrate the progress that's been made between now and then. Thank you, everyone, and let's enjoy one another's company.